Perfectionism made me feel like a failure even when I hadn't done anything yet. I sat in my room overthinking one simple decision. What should my YouTube channel be about? I spent 2 weeks on that choice. Not because I didn't know what I liked, but because I was scared of making the wrong move. Sound familiar? Let me paint you the picture. I remember sitting in the room where I was acting like this super genius, like I can plan every single detail and plan what my YouTube channel should be about. As a game developer and a big gamer, I was definitely gonna create a gaming channel. But the question was, about what? Valorant, the multiplayer game I was obsessed at the time, or single player games, the other love of my life. That simple choice took me more than 2 weeks. Yep, you heard me right. 2 whole weeks just to make one very simple decision. Why? Was I stupid? No, I've always been a smart guy. Good grades, good at programming, I can think clearly when I need to. Everyone asks for my advice on a serious matters. So I was not stupid, but being stupid. Why? I think the answer is very clear. Perfectionism. It turns the sharpest minds into a mess of hesitation. And for those 2 weeks, mine wasn't just frozen, it was buried under the weight of trying to make the perfect decision, which doesn't exist. I don't know exactly when perfectionism took over my life, but I know this. It's been with me as long as I can remember. And only thing it's truly perfected is making me feel like a failure. Realizing that, bit by bit, day by day, has been one of the most liberating shifts in my life. You might be wondering, why do you make such a fuss? What's the big deal with perfectionism? When you look at the name itself, it might feel like a good thing, but it makes your life miserable. Perfectionism is the obsession with flawlessness and the fear of making mistakes. You set yourself impossibly high standards of being flawless and trap yourself inside your own standards, unable to move and afraid to mess up. Your standards should liberate you, not the other way around. So, how does perfectionism exactly destroy you? Problem number one, procrastination. You already saw it in my story. 2 weeks just to decide a theme of a YouTube channel. I wasn't lazy, I wasn't clueless, I just couldn't move. Yeah, because perfectionism tells you you have to get this right in the first time. So instead of doing that, you start planning and replanning and tweaking. You obsess over every little detail so much so that nothing ever gets done. Even if you start, you waste hours of fixing things that no one else even would notice. Done is better than perfect, because perfect never comes. Remember this. The perfection comes from imperfect action. If this hit you and procrastination is something that you'd struggle with, don't keep delaying the fix. I built a simple system that called the anti-procrastination protocol. And here you can see it's a couple pages information about what you need to do. 5 minutes a day. It's free, it works, and just 5 minutes. To get it, scroll down to the description, hit the link, and join my skill community. It takes just 30 seconds. I'll reach out to you personally, drop the PDF, and you'll start executing today. No more waiting. Let's go. Problem number two, fear of failure. Yeah, I like it better. Perfectionists don't see failure as a lesson. They see it as proof that I am not good enough. So what they do, they avoid doing the thing. They don't launch, they don't post, they don't speak up. Because what if it sucks? what if they are not perfect? What if they found out they are not perfect? Maybe you're that talented person who never shares their work. You tell yourself it's not ready yet, but deep down you're scared of what people think, what people will think if it flops, or what you will think if it flops. You will be a failure. But let me be clear on something. You will fail sometimes, and that's good. That means progress. That means you can take action. You can be someone who does the work and in the end becomes perfect. And that's how you grow. If you avoid failure, you avoid growth. Problem number 3. Should I make myself a bit smaller? Nah, this is good. What was this? Yeah, problem number 3. Perfectionism is like putting a judge in your head. Every time you create something or make a move, the inner judge goes, what will people think? What if they laugh? What if they think I'm not good enough? So you stay silent. You hide your gifts. You don't take risks because someone might not approve. Because you feel the embarrassment of being a failure. But here's the thing. People are not that aware of your situation. People are too busy judging themselves to care about you. Just think about on yourself. Do you care about that person's today's, let's say, outfit? Do you care that the blue on shirt doesn't go with the yellow on the pants? You do not. And those who judge you, they're not the ones you are doing it for anyway. You shouldn't be thinking about them because they will always judge you. This is what they do. This is what they are living for. Problem number 4 is chronic stress and burnout. Perfectionism never lets you rest. With the fear of judgment, fear of failure, always trying to be better, always trying to improve, leads you to exhaustion, leads you to burnout. And all the time, when you're dealing with that, you are overwhelmed. Even when you're done with something, it whispers, you could have done more. I could have tried to make this video perfect. I could have tried to make the perfect presentation, but I didn't. I just put some words on a white background. Why? Because I know that it doesn't matter. The most important thing that matters is that I take action. I create something to transfer my knowledge to you. If you don't do this, you overwork. You pull all-nighters. You never feel satisfied. Once in a lifetime, you create something that's close to perfect and you feel very happy with it, but it doesn't resolve the overwhelm the next task is going to bring to you. You'll always chase this imaginary finish line where everything will finally feel enough. You dream of it, but you never reach it. And slowly, it eats you alive. Your body is tired. Your mind is tired. But perfectionism keeps saying, keep going. But here's a hard truth you have to hear. Rest is not laziness. You can rest. You can sometimes make mistakes and be human. If you rest, if you give it time yourself, it's going to be fueling you. Problem number 5 is low self-esteem. I hate this part because I've dealt with this a lot and I'm still dealing with this. A perfectionist mind and brain is wired like you. Let's imagine this. You achieve something, you see a flaw, you feel like a failure. You achieve something, you feel a flow or see a flow. You were thinking that you were perfect, and right now you are a failure. Even when you win, you lose. Even when you're at the top of the world, you feel like a failure because you aren't flawless. This isn't flawless. The win isn't flawless. So you're a failure. So your self worth becomes performance based. You only feel valuable if you meet your impossible standards. And when you don't, the inner critic takes over. I've been there. As I said, after 2 weeks, I decided on something, and after a month later, I decided that it was a wrong choice. It was the wrong choice. So I stopped doing that at all. I would do something objectively good. When you think about that, it was objectively good. People were saying me, oh, you're in a good role. Continue. But I still felt like a crap because it wasn't perfect. You have to understand this. You are not your output. You are enough when your work isn't. Because you are putting something that needs to be putting out right now. You're gonna improve with your work. Start, then be perfect. Don't try to be perfect before starting out, because that's not possible. Anyway, problem number 6, difficulty in relationships. It goes hand in hand with procrastination because, as you see, procrastination is very connected with other problems of other mental problems, such as fear of judgment, fear of effort, fear of making mistakes or failure, anything else. When we think about this difficulty in relationships, perfectionism doesn't just affect how you treat yourself, it affects how you treat others too. For example, when you care too much that a sock shouldn't be on floor, but your friend or let's say your significant other doesn't pick them up, you feel furiated because it has to be perfect. They have to be perfect because they are with you. You're thinking to yourself, how they do not care about this. This is very easy to care about, but they do not. You start expecting others to meet the same unrealistic standards you set for yourself. And when they don't, you get frustrated, distant, critical, cold. You might expect your partner, significant other, or your friends to always say the right thing, to never mess up, to do things your way every time. It creates tension, arguments, and distance. Why? Because no one wants to feel like they're constantly disappointing you. Because you're making them feel like that. And the truth is, they're not. You're just protecting your ego and projecting your own pressure onto them. Problem number 7, inability to enjoy success. This is the silent killer. You hit a goal, but instead of feeling proud, your mind goes, okay, but it could have been better. For example, you create a new goal for yourself and you reach that, but your mind thinks, apparently the goal wasn't that high, so I didn't reach a lot. Yeah, that's me too. You finish a big project and all you see are flaws. You succeed and feel empty because it wasn't perfect. You chase the next thing and the next thing and the next thing. But no matter no matter how far you go, you never feel fulfilled. And the image is this. Because perfectionism robs you of joy. It convinces you that nothing is worth celebrating. And without celebration, what's the point of achieving anything? Think about this for yourself. How many relationships have you screwed up with being this unhedonic person? Unhedonic means you can't enjoy anything. You have the inability to enjoy success. You have the inability to have joy with working on things or thinking on things. The way out. The conclusion. Perfectionism doesn't make you better. It makes your life miserable. It may sound harmless on the surface, but it infects everything. Your work, your mind, your relationships, your ability to be happy. It doesn't make you better, it makes you miserable. Remember this. The solution is to trade perfection for progress. Progress over perfection anytime. Remember this. Perfection is rigid. Progress is alive. It moves, it builds, it teaches. Start giving yourself permission to be human, to be able to mess up, to be able to make mistakes, to try something before you're ready, to say, this is good enough and move on. You don't need to be perfect to grow. You need to act, learn, and keep going. And frankly, make mistakes. And if you're still waiting for the perfect moment, let me say this clearly. If you're waiting for perfection, you'll be waiting forever. Just start. And I have a bonus. What should have I done if you remember the story at the beginning about my channel deciding moment? I gave a hint in the video, but if you think about it, if I had just focused on, let me just look at the camera. If I had just focused on doing the thing as soon as possible. For example, if I had just given myself, let's be generous, a day to decide on the channel topic or niche, I would have been taking action way much earlier. So when I decided that Valorant wasn't the way to go, I wouldn't be very disappointed in myself because it was a quick choice. Because I didn't put in a lot of effort, so it is open to make mistakes. It is open to be a mistake. That's positive because I could take action into the other part, the single player games. I could play God of War and record it and basically have fun while building something out of it. Think about this. Think about how your perfectionism destroys your life, your, let's say, success, relationships, and everything you can enjoy. To close this, let me say this again. If you're waiting for perfection, it will never come. Just start.